Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Team Build Tuesdays, where David and I showcase a team that we think is either super cool, is competitively viable, or just something really interesting that we feel we need to share with everybody. So for the first episode today, we've got my Mission Points team. I pulled the Miss Minutes in the Disney Plus pre-release, and I thought that she was a really cool piece and that there was some viability to her because there is a lot of competitive teams that play multiples of the same piece, or you have teams like Blackheart where they make minions. There's a bunch of characters that do that, so you can potentially rack up some points, but her on her own is not going to win you the game. So I went and tried to find other pieces that had good mission points builds and wanted to put something really cool together. So we're playing Miss Minutes from Disney Plus, Ares from the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary, and Ultron from Disney Plus as well. It is a 300 point build. Those three pieces get us to 285, giving us 15 extra points. So for 10 points, we're playing the Reality Gem, which combos very well with Ultron. And then we are playing the location bonus from the Stark Tower indoor map from the Earth X starter set. It is very important to get Ultron the Reality Gem early. You need a piece that has the double move ability to get the item and bring it back to Ultron so Ultron can equip it on turn 1. The location bonus is very important. We are hoping to lose map roll when we roll with this team, because you get to create a token of your choice from Tank, Crimson Sage, or Bolt, and you choose Bolt. Bolt has hypersonic speed. It's the most important piece that you could do. If you do happen to win map roll, then you assign Ares as the person who can assemble the Iron Avengers, and then you have to attempt to roll Bolt. It gets a little jumbled there. It's not as efficient as losing the map roll. And because we are not a theme team, we will most likely lose map roll, which is good for us. Goal is to run Bolt up, grab the Reality Gem, bring it back to Ultron, equip it on turn 1. So we're gonna go right into Ultron Infinity. Ultron Infinity says at the beginning of the game, each opponent has to assign their characters 6 Infinity Gem tokens, and each character gets 1. If there are less than 6 characters, the rest get doubled up. Whenever he hits a character with an Infinity Gem token, he can remove 1 gem. So if he hits 3 characters, he can only remove 1 gem. And then you roll a d6, you get that many mission points. So he is very strong and becomes target number 1. You want to play him at his range. He has a range of 7 triple targets. If you give him the Reality Gem, he's got an additional target, and he gets Perplex and TK, so he can move himself out of situations without breakaway. He can target extra pieces. He can Perplex up that range. The Reality Gem has been errated because of the change to telekinesis. So instead of you being able to create a heavy item and then telekinesis at somebody, you create a heavy item and then Ultron would use it to attack with. And because that is an attack roll, he gets to try again. Every time you roll 10 or higher on the dice, you get to keep attacking. If you keep hitting, you can keep pulling the infinity counters off because you're triple targeting and rolling high. Effectively, you could get in a good enough position where you can pull probably 3 tokens off in a turn, and in Magical Christmas Land, roll 18, and that puts the pressure on because you're going to win off Ares or minutes. Ultron is a very strong piece as well with his 4 damage, his 19 defense, impervious. He is just a very solid attacker as well, because you can go to the strategy of beating your opponent's into submission if you have to. But he's a very good range piece. He flies, he's power cosmic. He's just all around really good. And he's not the only main attacker on our force of 3 people. Ares is a very good close combat piece, also having that 19 defense, that impervious. But Ares gets his mission points in a very cool way. Whenever you roll leadership with him and you succeed, you get to create a German soldier or allied soldier bystander token, and your opponent creates the other one. And then whenever they die, Ares gets an Endless War token, and you get a mission point for every 2 Endless War tokens that he has on him at the beginning of your turn. So you're going to pump a bunch of tokens out there, which are decent attackers. The allied soldiers have enhancement, running shot. They're good for Ultron to carry around if he's trying to do damage. Once he's pulled the stones off people, they're useless to him. You kill them. You can also use Ultron to blow up Ares' bystanders to get him to have more Endless War tokens, so you're constantly pulling mission points in a turn. The German soldiers have Energy Explosion, which is very important because you can surround all of your pogs together, Energy Explosion, KO your own pogs. It's a very cool strategy, and they're 0-point figures, so it's very nice. Ares is a melee piece. He's got charge, he flies, he's got blades on his top dial, he's got double targets, which is really cool because you can just run in and hit people. Once they have no Infinity Gems on them anymore, they don't matter and they can die. Or he can just sit back and start making a token army. In the various games of testing I've had with this team, he tends to poop out a lot of tokens, and you can just play those as your main attackers while you're holding Ultron in the back and trying to pop Infinity Gems off because you don't want to put Ultron at unnecessary risk. The bystander tokens really help in breaking up line of fire for him and protecting him while he is slaughtering your opponents. Miss Minutes is our final piece, and she's a very aggressive mission points accumulator. You can target an opposing character within range and line of fire, and for every other character on the map with the same name as that character, you get a mission point. There are a lot of meta teams right now that run multiples, so she is very good. But you're populating tokens. You're just putting a bunch of tokens on the map. They'll have the same name. You get one, your opponent gets the other. You can give them one of each and then build up whichever one you think is necessary based on the situation. And she creates mission points for the tokens that you have on your force. It's very strong. With her and Ultron and Ares just constantly making tokens, there was a game I played yesterday where I had 14 mission points on turn 3, which is incredible, and it really pushes that danger onto your opponent because he has to play very aggressively. This team forces your opponent to not follow their strategies, which is kind of cool because you don't really care about points. You just want to get as many mission points as possible. You don't care about killing their pieces. It's really cool. And my guys are very evasive. All of them fly. Miss Minutes has the ability to jump to blocking terrain within her range, so she can move up to 12 squares in a turn, 14 if you do some finagling, which is kind of cool. And she can get in and out. She has a stop click with regen on it. She is gonna get you a bunch of mission points, and she's tiny, hard to shoot, but you can float around the map to gain as many mission points as possible while you're attacking with the German soldiers, while you're attacking with Ultron, while you're picking pieces off, and you can just push on the very aggressive strategy. And I think it's really cool because your opponent has to play to kill Ultron first. Ultron is your main piece. He gives you the most mission points the quickest, and they focus on Ultron, so you can use Ares, you can use the Germans, you can use the Allies and Miss Minutes to really mess with their team. Miss Minutes incaps really well. She has a 12 attack with incap, dual targets. If you need to, you can also give her the reality gem. Triple target incap is very strong. And you can just lock down your opponent's force and make it very hard for them to do stuff. This team seems very versatile. I want to play it more against some higher level teams. I would like to play this at a higher level event just to try it, but I think this is something that if you have these pieces or you have access to them, you should definitely give it a try. It gives a very good spin on the game and changes the flow, changes the normal play patterns of your opponent. And I think if you're operating inside of a group, this is a good way to expand your strategies because it makes you really have to think outside of the box, which is what I love doing in these games. that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this video. We really appreciate all the feedback we're getting from our videos, and we're going to keep doing this because this is something that David and I really enjoy. Stay tuned next week. We'll have another video up on Tuesday, and it'll be another fun team. Until then, guys, you guys have a great one.